So what is your general opinion about the Internet of Things?
I have a love-hate relationship with the Internet of Things. I love the facilities and I love the prospects of the wonderful services that I can get through the Internet of Things. But I am also very, very concerned that security and the Internet of Things have not been exactly a marriage made in heaven. Very, very frequently, manufacturers of devices on the Internet of Things don't even consider security, or they consider security as an afterthought. And when that happens, you have products flooding the marketplace that don't obey standards, are not up to date. They don't have cybersecurity integrated from the design. Cybersecurity is retrofitted and is potentially ill-fitted. So they become easy targets for hackers and they can be used to very destructive ends. So I'm very concerned about that.
Is there anything that we can do to prepare just the average household in getting involved?
Well, the average household, first of all, needs to make sure that you get devices that have security. So any internet device that you get for your own household, you should look at it from a security point of view. Is this a reputable manufacturer? What are the security features of this device? As soon as you get the device and you install it, make sure you change all the passwords and you enable the strictest security on the device. So that's the first thing that you need to do. And you resist the temptation to overdo it. The fact of the matter is that you secretly don't need an internet-connected toaster oven. Really, you don't. Okay, maybe you need an internet-connected refrigerator. All right, fine. Knock yourself out. If you want to know when your milk bottle is running out, and it's important to you, that's fine. But make sure that the internet-connected refrigerator is using all of its data in an encrypted form. It has passwords that have been changed, frequently, and so on and so forth. You apply good cybersecurity practices and things. Even as an individual at home, you need to run your own little cybersecurity program, and you need to stay on top of it. You need to be changing your passwords. You need to be making sure that all of your devices are updated with the latest security patches, and you need to be careful. You're managing your own security.
And in the realm of social media, the Facebooks and the Googles.
Right. And especially given the recent events with Cambridge Analytica and the like, and I think that this is, Cambridge Analytica is maybe the thing that we're all talking about now, but I'm fairly confident that it's just a drop in the ocean. We are going to have to make some very hard choices about what does it mean to us. I think that there is a lot of this is outrageous, and the rendering of clothes over Cambridge Analytica. The fact of the matter is, we've been using this service knowing full well what's going on. So, skewering Facebook because they've been doing what they've always said they will be doing, I'm not so sure how fair that is. I'm not. It's like, well, that's what they've been doing. They said they would be doing that. They didn't lie. Mm-hmm. So now you're upset because this happened? Okay, all right, I understand you're upset. So what do you want to do about it now? So I think that we have some tough questions to ask ourselves, first of all, about all the things that we have been tolerant about, knowingly or pretending not to know, and then have some very serious conversations with our government elected representatives and the industry. Ask the industry, okay, where are we going with this? What does this mean?
So along those lines, fake news, what is truth, what is not truth?
So my opinion on fake news and the truth and the like is we are now starting to see what propaganda and manipulation of news looks like in the age of cyber. There has always been, since the beginning of humanity, manipulation of news, lies, propaganda to bolster a regime or to to collapse a regime, to help a regime fail. So that has always been the case. Now the question is, with the advent of platforms like Facebook and social media, these sources can multiply exponentially. You can have 1 million robots propagating the same fake story. And the minute that you have that kind of a volume navigating through social media, it gets a different kind of gravity than when you were reading the front cover of Pravda, which you knew that it had, shall we say, a specific point of view. Now you don't know that because there's a million users propagating all sorts of versions of one story, and they're also taking advantage of the naivete and the proclivity of people to either subscribe to outrageous stories or conspiracy theories. There's people always trying to make sense of their world one way or another by considering something that could potentially is outrageous. So how does this get regulated? How does this get fixed? Well, first of all, the first thing we need to do is understand what it is. And it is propaganda. It's propaganda through the use of social media. And there are agencies, worldwide agencies, not just from a single country, that are extraordinarily good at it. So we need to get extraordinarily good at understanding and detecting it. And we also need to regulate against it, if regulating against it is what we as a society feel needs to happen to what other people may call source of news. So, and these questions are very far from trivial. Again, using the example of Pravda. Pravda was the mouthpiece of the Communist Party of this old Soviet Union. Well, does this mean that we as Americans disallow the circulation of Pravda at newsstands on 42nd Street and 8th Avenue, which used to be a very famous newsstand on 42nd Street and 8th Avenue that carried every international paper? You could find Pravda there. We are now saying that it is not appropriate for a Pravda-like, troll to exist in a platform like Facebook because we can control it. And we can control a lot better about what happens on 42nd Street and 8th. Okay, again, a matter of debate. This is not a trivial question. Where do we draw the line in silencing what voice? I'm obviously outraged that this kind of propaganda is happening and it's affecting our elections and all that. But one of the things that we need to take a look at is take ownership of that and say, okay, how do we educate ourselves better in understanding that this thing is baloney? And we cannot allow ourselves to be swayed by such trivial or elaborate lies.